So first off, before I even get into the chapter review, I just want to apologize for missing the spoiler video on Wednesday. Um, so currently I don't have access to my normal computer at the moment. So I literally have the most bunk setup on the planet. All right, I have two folding tables, my very old laptop, and my microphone just sitting here, dude. Like this is literally a bunk setup. So since I'm using my old laptop, y'all ain't gonna get some, y'all are not gonna get some One Justice 2 gameplay in the background because this computer could not run that game and record it at the same time. So I'm probably gonna edit a little overlay over this. I mean, not that the gameplay really does anything. I feel like most of my reviews are just something you listen to in the background. The audio is really um, the most important thing here. But I just want to say before we get into the review that I really wanted to do the spoiler video, but I couldn't. So I'm sorry. Hopefully, I'll be able to do the video next week. Things should be a bit more smooth, hopefully. I should be posting on Twitter when I'm not going to upload or I'm going to miss an upload. I do retweet the spoilers though, so if you want to see the spoilers on Twitter, um, my Twitter is probably somewhere on my channel page. Anyway, let's dive into the juicy meat and potatoes, baby. Horikoshi has literally been writing with a he's literally writing with a flamethrower at this point, bro. The chapters recently have just been back to back to back bangers, dude. Actual freaking bangers, and this chapter is definitely no exception. So this chapter is titled 200. So this is chapter 283, titled 75, and already we start off with an interesting shot. It's a full page spread of all a bunch of heroes, right? We have I believe his name is Shoji. We have Mina, we have Sero, we have Jiro, and we have Momo, and we have the one chick who can make her hands really big. I don't remember what her name is, but all I know is she's a DLC character for One Justice 2, and that made me a little bit tilted. And then of course the tail guy, but no one cares about the tail guy. Basically, we get a nice shot of them looking completely demoralized. All right, you know what this shot reminds me of? If you've seen this panel, maybe I'll put it on screen for a split second. But this panel reminds me of most Milwaukee fans when they looked at the final score tonight, all right, and saw that the Heat beat the Bucks, and now the Heat are up 3-0 against the Bucks. This is that reaction right there. These are the faces that that Milwaukee fans made when they saw the final score. We then pan to another great shot of pretty much what I'm assuming is Gigantomachia just actually creating a Grand Canyon. Like he literally just also a car just passed by. If you hear the car, I do apologize. My window is open and I'm so lazy I'm not gonna close it. Hopefully you won't hear it though. So Gigantomachia creates a Grand Canyon, right? And pretty much everyone starts talking about the other heroes. We get a big old speech about not a big old speech. We get a big speech from I think this is Momo, who says the only reason we're not dead right now is only because the enemy wasn't even aware of us. That's the only reason. And we get a cool shot of Tamaki and Faka. I think Tamaki low key should have been in this fight a bit more. I think he's so fucking OP. He totally could have been in this hospital fight, but I guess he's currently doing something right now in the panel. We don't know, but we can continue to get multiple shots. The magic hero Majestic is he's saving the kids. He's kind of like taking them out of harm's way, and he says a good thing. He says an inspirational speech. He says the choices and actions of you kids won't be in vain. No matter what happens now, we'll make sure of it. Of course, Mineta has a little bit of a morale's a bit low. Morale's a bit low among the team. Mineta thinks all their actions were in vain because currently Gigantomachia is running through a fucking city, and he's probably committing mass genocide because of how big he is and how much collateral damage he's causing. The cool thing is, though, is we get a nice little panel of Hawks. So Hawks is alive. He has a bunch of bandages wrapped around him. And he is presumably in a safe area. I don't know for sure, but we do get a panel of Hawks. So now, we then proceed to see, of course, the League of Villains and Gigantomachia, and the Doctor proceeds to give us yet another villain speech. This one might be a bit lengthy, so I'm not going to say all of it. But basically, he says, you thought you had us before. Well, psych, because Shiggy's going to completely turn the tide of the battle. And then everyone's like, nah, bro, you didn't do that. And then the doctor's like, bro, got him. Now, an interesting tidbit here from the doctor's speech is he says he even strived to imitate Gigantomachia as I created my army of Nomus. And he says a king needs soldiers, strong soldiers, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but that tidbit is really interesting to me because he says I even strive to imitate Machia as I created my army of Nomus. Now, this statement tells me that he wasn't able to do that. But can you just imagine if the Doctor was able to replicate Gigantomachia into a Nomu? Can you imagine if they could mass produce Gigantomachias, bro? It might actually be GG. It literally might be GG for the world at that point, bro. Like that's unfucking believable if he ended up finding out how to do that. Now this part is of course the big old the deep villain speech, but he says once Machia gets moving, destruction is inevitable. Whew. Of course, and then we get a nice little panel of Aizawa passed out, Deku looking a little bit shook, and Shiggy just being fucking Shiggy, alright, just standing there smiling, always smiling. And we didn't see a panel from the Doctor that says Shigaraki will be the end to the society saturated with heroes. So that's the Doctor's perspective there. Does anyone give a damn about what the Doctor has to say? Probably not. But you know what? I did. And that's all that matters. Alright? I did. We then get a nice little conversation between Shoto and Endeavor, basically saying that, I was helping out Riku's team. Now I'm here to help you. And look who decided to pop out. We see oh my god, it's so freaking late. I can't think. We then see Bakugo. My bad. I was going to say Endeavor. We finally see Bakugo do something. I feel like he's been standing here like a Dragon Ball Z character who is just shook because the villain just killed the main character and they have to stare at him in disbelief for 16 episodes. Bakugo just proceeds to... He looks at Gran Torino, who is not dead, actually. He's not dead. So that's a confirmation. And then he just says, that fucking bastard. So Bakugo... excuse Bakugo's French here, but he's breaking out the no words. However, he doesn't do anything for the rest of the chapter. That's it. That's all he does. He looks at Gran Torino and looks back at Shigaraki and he's like, "Oh, I hate you, Shigaraki. I hate you." And that's it. It's over. That's all Bakugo gets. What is he doing in the rest of this chapter? I don't know. I don't think Horikoshi knows either. I also feel like if Bakugo even attempts to take on Shigaraki's going to clap his cheeks thoroughly. It's not even going to be a close. It's going to be a thorough clapping. Basically, Rocklock, Deku, and the rest of the heroes try to stabilize Aizawa. And then, we literally get this, it looks so good. Like, this shot of Deku's face, he is crying, and there's tears going down his eyes, down his cheeks, down his nose, dripping off of his chin. He is full on bawling, but he looks pissed. Literally, we are about to get like Goku goes, when Goku goes Super Saiyan when Krillin is killed, bro. This is the same energy I'm getting. All right, Deku is just extremely pissed that one of his, I guess, mentors is down, and Shigaraki was responsible for it. And all I'm saying is, bro, Fury Deku, it's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing, and he's about to go ham. Is he gonna win? Probably not. But if he does, then prove me. I was proven wrong at that point. This next part here is probably the biggest information that we're given this chapter, and that's the fact that Shigaraki proceeds to say die, but he's caught off guard when it looks like something happens. I don't know exactly what happens here, but he gets injured somehow. It looks like, now there's either one of two options. Either someone sliced him, like he got hit with something like Black Whip, or something, or his body just like, his body just broke itself. You know what I mean? Like he maybe used too much quirk power, and his body just hurt itself. Shigaraki's surprised, but Deku then sees that that's the weakness he has to exploit. And now we're really starting to see the comparisons between Shigaraki and Nine from Heroes Rising. So Shigaraki then proceeds to say, "Hey, what's today's date?" And that's when we get the big reveal that Shigaraki's transformation. Remember when it was at 75% and he was broken out? Well, all of us were looking at how OP he was, but now we're starting to see the drawback is that massive amount of power from the All for One quirk, his body can't keep up with it. And his quirks are starting to take longer and longer to activate because of, he's not used to the power. This is the same shit with Nine, where the more he would use his quirk, the more he would almost self-sabotage himself. It's not quite on the level of Nine, because Shigaraki can handle more quirks than Nine, and he probably has many, many more than just 9 quirks. But we're starting to see here that his body is starting to take longer to activate his regeneration. And that's the big weakness that I think Deku is looking to exploit is, keep Shigaraki. Basically keep bombarding him with hits, because eventually his regeneration will not be able to keep up. And that's big. That's big. We then get another little flashback of a hero carrying Mirko, and she says, "Keep it together, Mirko. You've got to survive. You've got to win." And Mirko is conscious. She's sweating, but she's conscious, so she's alive. So Mirko and Hawks are alive, presumably, so that's good. Those are 2 fan favorites I don't think people wanted to see die. They gave it their all in this arc. All right, Mirko kind of went, ham. And Hawks actually, like, Hawks is probably like a top tier hero. Hawks is S tier character, honestly. All right, Hawks is an S tier character. So we pan back to the Shigaraki and Deku fight, and Shiggy's regeneration finally kicks in. And then he says, "One touch to finally end this." And he puts his hand on the ground and proceeds to use what I like to call mass genocide. That's what the quirk should be called, because Shigaraki's decay is so fucking OP at this point that he could probably just touch the earth and obliterate 60% of it. Like honestly, dude, it's insane how dumb OP the decay quirk is. However, this is where we get to see Horikoshi really flex his art muscles, because we then see Deku Black Whip, literally, I'm not even shitting you, literally every single person on the battlefield, bro. He has like 7 tendrils. He whips out Bakugo, Shoto, Endeavor, Gran Torino, Rocklock, and the water hero, and Aizawa. He lifts up everybody into the air so they don't get decayed. Like, Deku's the fucking GOAT. He's the fucking GOAT, dude. Deku is definitely the MVP of this chapter, and he fucking shows it, because just when you think that's better, Rocklock then proceeds to notice that they're flying. Deku's not hitting the ground, and then Gran Torino looks up, and he notices that Deku has indeed unlocked the 7th user's One for All. He's unlocked Nana Shimura's quirk, Float. And we just get probably just a sick cliffhanger, bro. Alright, because now Deku has unlocked Float. He is flying in the air. He now has Black Whip lashed onto several of, his teammates to keep them from hitting the ground on decay. And Deku, so we then get a sick shot of Shigaraki's behind, and Deku just looking dark and pissed. And he says, "You're right. We are ending this right here, right now." And that's where we end off on the chapter, boys. A bit cheesy, but you know what? This series is influenced by Western comic books. This is what I need right here. You know what vibes I'm getting? You're right. We're ending this right here, right now. I'm getting like Spider-Man, Green Goblin vibes. I'm getting Batman, Joker vibes. You know what I mean? Like this panel right here is the beginning of the primary conflict of this series. This is the beginning of the Shigaraki and Deku arch nemesis relationship that is probably going to carry the series now until whenever it ends. So we are going to get into the thick of things here. Deku v Shigaraki 1v1. We'll see if any other people join the fight, depending on if they can touch the ground again or not. But this was such a banging fucking chapter, boys. Oh, another fire chapter from Horikoshi. And I'll have the 284 spoilers out for you, hopefully when they come out normally on Wednesday. But god damn, this chapter, bro.